Hello everyone, regular viewers or newly watchers. Today I'm going to present to you a little guide that I've made today, and I hope you guys will find this helpful in any way, shape, or form. But this guide will help you how to navigate the battlefield by utilizing mobility such as Trickster, Gunstinger, SDT, and so on and so forth. Now, let's talk about Trickster. Trickster is a very underrated style because of the fact that it allows you to zigzag around the room, gain huge distances from the enemy while also providing you invincibility frames. Now, if you have seen my gameplay, you would know how proficient I am with all of the styles. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be able to do most of my freestyling if it weren't for Trickster's mechanics. And the thing that you should know about Trickster is that the potential of it is extremely limited, but can also reach its fullest potential depending if Dante is in his human or DT forms. What I mean by this, for example, if you were to look at Dante at the end of his dash, you can see him pause a little before reattempting another dash. This is important because those little pauses is not only the end of that dash, but it's the iframes ending as well, meaning that during that pause, Dante is susceptible to getting hit. Now, the reason why he has those little pauses in between dashes is because he is in his human form, where his potential is limited, whereas in his DT state allows him to tap into more power. Dante in his DT state gives him 2 consecutive dashes if you were to spam the style button, where the pauses don't take away iframes. But with DSD on your arsenal, it gives you a 3rd consecutive dash, meaning that your dashes are not only faster, but also makes you invincible during those 3 dashes. Just make sure to spam the style button in Trickster. Here's a demonstration of me trying to spam dashes as a way to dodge Griffin's lightning bubble attack. Just as we saw, that in that moment, I tried spamming the style button, but because I was in human form, the pauses left me vulnerable, which is why I was caught at the end of that dash. In DT, however, it's a whole different story because of the 3 consecutive dashes. You'll see. Now, if you want to maneuver the battlefield, the best way I would say to pull that off is by air. With DSD equipped and DT activated, Dante can pull off 3 Sky Stars, 2 air hikes, and teleport in the air 3 times in a row. This gives him so much mobility but also grants you more time to think about a move without worrying about anything hitting you in the air. The best advice that I can give you is by practicing in the room full of enemies, zigzagging around the place, but also use the air to your advantage. If you want to pull off an air hike barrel roll, make sure to be in the air, hold on to the lock-on button, use the left stick and point it to whatever direction, right or left, either one of those 2 directions, and press the jump button, and there you go. You pulled off an air hike barrel roll, just as I'm doing right now in that clip. You're probably telling yourself, I don't know man, just zigzagging in a room full of enemies and nothing more seems kind of boring. And don't worry, I have a solution to your what if problem. Here comes 2 weapons that perfectly, and I mean perfectly, complements Trickster, and that is Balrog and Coyote-A. Let's start with Coyote-A. Its best strong suit is the cut-in attacks, or better known for its Gunstinger variations, which are cut in front, cut inside, cut in back, and cut in jump. All of these variations are really good and special for being versatile. The specialist one out of all variations, if you ask me, is the cut in front variation because of the fact that you can lengthen the slide animation by holding onto the style button, but you can also shorten it by switching to a different style during the slide animation. So during the moment as Dante starts to slide, switch to whatever style of your choosing and Dante will shorten the slide and roll immediately after switching. The neat thing about these cut-in attacks is that they all have dodges which give you iframes, while also offering mobility at the same time, which is the same concept of that of Trickster, but more on an offensive style. Now, let's talk about Balrog. Balrog has a really cool move called Flint Wheel, an attack dodge type ability. This move flips Dante backwards that gives his starting animation iframes, which then the follow-up is an attack that can flick the enemy upwards if you have sword formation on or ignition enabled. I'm pretty sure you can figure out where I'm going with this. Flint Wheel plus Gunstinger and Trickster? Crazy combination if you put all of it together. First, let's go through the couple of steps on how to tie it all together. So first things first, try to get used to canceling out of the cut-in animations. You can cancel them by either using a dash or a Flint Wheel attack. The proper time to cancel them is after Dante performs a roll with a Gunstinger variation. Unfortunately, the one you can't cancel out of is the Gunstinger jump version. If you want to master this, I recommend putting your fingers to work because they'll start cramping up if you can't keep up. But that's okay, because you need to take your time. Even I started out not even knowing all of Dante's skills up until I got into D&D mode for the first time. So, what I want you to practice is by doing a cut-in side, cancel it with Flint Wheel, and repeat the same process while going around the enemy in circles. If you mastered it clockwise, do it counterclockwise as well. We'll go on to our next step. Now it's time for the next step. Combine what you have learned and mastered with Trickster on the table. Add Gunstinger, Flint Wheel, and then dash. Do it in that order and it should come out with this. Let's see what it would look like if done in rapid succession, while going around the enemy. Just to let you guys know that doing this depends on your button layout. For some it may be easy, but for others it may be harder. If you mastered doing it clockwise, try doing it on counterclockwise as well. Now, if you haven't seen my gameplay and you think I'm bluffing, here's an old vid of me toying with two Furies with just Trickster, Balrog, and Coyote-A. I hope you'll enjoy. I hope that demonstration was to your liking. You have seen what I was capable of in the heat of the moment. I used everything in this video and demonstrated it with finesse. So remember the tactics that I used. But also make sure to practice your dodges with beries because timing the cut and dodges are a bit tricky, but incredibly rewarding if done right. Trickster, Balrog, and Coyote-A is one heck of a combination that packs in power, but also grants high mobility that even a devil may cry for not being able to keep up. I think it's about time we head into SDT. SDT, known for its destructive power, brutal force, and a strong defense that doesn't make Dante flinch, even if it's from a blow that can obliterate you. Dante just shrugs it off, just like a teenager getting hit with a belt. It just doesn't hurt. People regularly use SDT as a means of inflicting more damage onto an enemy, either to end the fight quickly or to control the crowd since mostly everybody uses Sin Inferno. Let me tell you that there is more to SDT than just damage. SDT is great for maneuvering around the battlefield by using its teleportations, like Advent, the side dodge teleportations, and although this isn't a teleport, it's still pretty good, and it's the jump animation for SDT. That is the specialist one out of all of these moves, is that jump animation. The reason why is because of the fact that it gives you iframes for the entirety of that jump. It breaks shields, and I use it for combo starters as well. It's basically Mustang, but better. Now, I have given you all of the formulas to making your freestyle look stylish than ever. These can be applied to setting up a combo in the void, but it probably wouldn't work. Who knows? One thing that I can guarantee you is the fact that your gameplay will look better than ever. Though every person has their own style, I just prefer to be very quick on my feet. Now, let me demonstrate to you how combining all of this plus with extra weapons will make you play like me, if not better, if not almost up to there anyway. This is new footage, by the way, so I hope it's enjoyable. Not this clip, but the next one. I just got done recording it as I speak, so enjoy. So let's start breaking down this clip. I'll try to describe in minute perfect details while also being as coherent as I possibly can. In this clip, you'll notice the methods I use just as how I explained throughout the video. You'll also see how I was comboing with different weapons. But these combos aren't fully planned. These combos came from straight action while also acting instinctually, looking at my surroundings, how I'll be able to move around the enemy while also playing on the offensive. So right here, I wasn't just only focused on the Hellkina, but I was also looking at what was coming to me. This Intanora was close to hitting me, so I relied on using my SDT Teleportation dodge to perfectly evade the oncoming attack. This is why SDT is so good. It cancels attacks, but the mobility for it is good as well to get you out of hairy encounters just like that. You gotta also consider what kind of enemy you are fighting. The Judecca is quite literally the only enemy to attack you off camera because if you pay no attention to it, it'll teleport to you and attack you. I used a shortened version of the cut in front shot. It makes it so that your iframes are extended with a slide and roll, although I didn't have to worry because the Judecca was way off the mark. Antanoras are perfect for a stylish cut-in attack. They either make you or break you. Truth is, you can use their frenzy to your advantage, like a royal release, a perfect dodge with SDT, or a parry. It's all up to you to consider the possibilities. And that's what makes it great. I also like the fact that the Judecas add more enemies. Makes it more challenging and adds more time to have fun. I do more of Gunstinger, Flint Wheel, and dashes to the mix to keep me on my toes. I use Mustang to gain height, but also blast him upward with a missile for an easy friction attack for an easy combo starter. If you want to pull this off, make sure to level yourself with the demon where the both of you are at the exact same height. Shoot them off with Coyote-A, and press the attack button on kick mode for the attack friction to commence. Dante should angle himself correctly to where the kick lands so you can easily jump cancel to the next combo. Now this is what I meant about Nantanoras can either make you or break you. It's embarrassing to get hit by them, especially if you get clipped in the air, so I used the only way to dodge in the air was by using SDT. You'll see more of these dodges further down. I also want you to practice on these dodges so that it becomes secondhand nature for you to succeed, but to also work on your reaction time. It's like activating a part of your brain that has never been activated before. If you're wondering how to pull off a reversal, then don't worry, I got you. It doesn't use mods and you can do this on base game. To reverse a full throttle, use the command of a full throttle while at the same time letting go of the lock-on button and use the left stick to direct you to whatever direction you would like to go to. Make sure to do it quickly enough to where Dante is still in the flipping animation of full throttle. Here I tried using 3 Sky Stars, an Air Hike, and Friction to move around the air. Unfortunately I couldn't get these consecutively because of the fact that the Judeca doesn't like to stand still at all. So you always gotta keep an eye on them. If you don't like them, then dispose of them immediately. If not, and you're like me, just have fun. So I want you guys to notice that this is my first SDT move that I used that was detrimental to an enemy. If you have watched as far as up to this point of this demonstration, you would have noticed that I haven't really used SDT for damage, but rather to evade and have precise movement. So right here I mistakenly let go of the lock-on button, so I instinctively held it again, but this time the system decided to lock onto the Judeca, which meant that the Antinora was going to be out of my view, so I knew I wasn't going to be safe. Luckily, SDT was here to save the day again. Or you could have just jumped out of the way while also dashing. Either or is fine. This is how to pull off a wheelie jump reversal redline. Input the command for wheelie jump. As soon as you see the thrusters fire away, input the command for redline, then immediately let go of the lock-on button and flick the left stick back all at the same time. I hope this is understandable. If not, then I'm very sorry. In conclusion, you have finally learned or have been given the formula to what it's like to move around in a fast pace with no breaks, looking at your surroundings, while also using what has been given to you to your advantage. As you saw, I don't use SDT to cause damage, but to rather move around the battlefield effectively and stylishly. I use weapons like Coyote-A, Balrog, and Cavalier R as a means of not only mobility, but to also give me more time to think on my toes for my next attack. Trickster, man, it's the icing on the cake because of its incredible iframes while also being great for combos as well. You'll need experience and to study every single part of my playstyle to learn how to play or exact how I play in the game. But if I'm being honest, I would prefer if you had your own playstyle, a playstyle you can actually call your own, one that you have cultivated. But there's no shame in learning and taking in and using what you have learned. It's up to you to expand upon that. I nearly have 2,000 hours installed in this game. DMC5 is by far the most specialist of the hack and slash genre for me. And I am happy at the fact that I was able to show off my crazy ballistic gameplay to you all. 4 years of showing my footage to you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you. Although I may not know all of you, I still feel that way. And thank you so much for the awesome compliments you have given me from today and back then. You will always have my eternal gratitude. I love you all, and have a great day, afternoon, evening, or night. Bye-bye.
Come on. Let's rock. Yes. Hot. Thank you. What you like? Is this? Thought you like it.